Roar, but on tie.
Batman speaking. Warning all of you to brace yourselves for big news.
The biggest.
Tell them, Robin.
Holy superlatives, Batman! It's really exciting. Soon, very soon.
Out of the ring in just a moment or two for more exciting fucking action.
And the ultimate conflict is this, Blackjack. Do I really believe in what I'm doing? Or do you believe in what you're doing? Or are you that frightened that I've been offered everything? Gone past lusting for the flesh, transcended the higher plane when Habuddin and myself took Mayhem Singh when he was floundering from the sea of life and gave up one thing to become Mayhem Singh. Vanity, Blackjack. Barry Windham, you're vain. Tyndall, you're vain. That whole family is vanity-stricken. Mirrors all over their house. Bob Roop is no more. He's dismised because he gave up vanity. The purple haze came from the sea, sent to me by the chairman of the board himself. For one reason, to do my bidding. Vanity had nothing to do with it. You see, Blackjack, the fallen angel, when she got a hold of Mayhem Singh and set him free, things have done this. Possessions of mine. I didn't will this on these people. They did it on their own accord. Because when I met with Og and took the Cosmic Cookie, and I took two of them, one to get there and one to get back, and I went to the Amazon River in my mind, and I met with CV, and he danced with the light just to be where I was at. You see, Blackjack Mulligan, there is no control anywhere but here. I control everything. In my life, there has been one power, Blackjack, and that power is the power of darkness. You have fought that for a long time. The horrible thing that I've intended to do, Blackjack, you know in your heart, when you lay your weary head down and the demons dance with the light, you're wondering what I'm going to do. You're wondering how far I'll go. Do you remember that girl you took from me, Blackjack, the lock? You never mentioned whatever happened to her, do you? Well, because of that, there has to be a sacrifice made today. And the sacrifice, Blackjack Mulligan, is this. She came to me on her own accord, slapped by me and touched by the golden palm. You understand, Blackjack, I have a way with everybody. Now it comes to this. Her vanity will be stripped because you shall learn this. Anybody that follows me gives up something, and I'm in control all the time. I'm ready for a sacrifice, and I've talked about it for a long time. Make her my sacrifice. Wait, what the hell are you doing? Do you know what you're doing?
You shut up! Like I told the coach, I know what I am doing.
Somebody better be in control sometime.
Wow, well, you might have thought what you just saw was bizarre, but wait till you see the final result. Just take a look.
Introducing from Miami, Florida, he weighs 200 pounds, Eric Sparaca. And his partner, he hails from Claymont, Delaware, and weighs in at 215 pounds. Here is Al Palmer. Their opponents, introducing first from the Iron Gates of Fate, he weighs 240 pounds and is accompanied by the fallen angel. Here is the Prince of Darkness, Kevin Sullivan. And his partner, accompanied by Playboy manager Gary Hart. He hails from New York City and weighs 260 pounds. Here is the Purple Haze, Mark Lewin.
All right, while we're getting ready for action here, let's dwell just a moment on what we just saw in depth. A lady shaving half her hair off, and we said bizarre. I don't know if that's a strong enough, I don't know what the words are, but it obviously proves that whether it's mind control or whatever, Kevin Sullivan does pull a little weight in some areas. And here you see Sullivan and Gary Hart discussing something, and this is what I had mentioned earlier on. How much control will go to Sullivan here? How much will go to Gary Hart? Hart is a manager. He's used to controlling his stable. Sullivan, up to this point, has been in control of the Purple Haze, Mark Lewin, although Hart, as you heard him say earlier, has managed Lewin for 15 years. So what can I tell you? I foresee problems. Sullivan says no, and only time will obviously tell. But all in all, a devastating tag team combination. You're seeing it right here in Mark Lewin, the Purple Haze, and Kevin Sullivan, the Prince of Darkness. Both these men know how to wrestle scientifically. Both men, I wrestled Mark Lewin years ago when he would trade holds with you, and now I can't even begin to describe the style of wrestling that Mark Lewin uses. And as you see here, he and Sullivan doing nothing by the book, simply just battling, tearing, punching, gouging, whatever it takes to maintain control over their opponents. Sullivan throwing Eric Sparaca back into the ring. Al Palmer suffering some punishment at the hands of Mark Lewin. As you see, Gary Hart and the Fallen Angel at ringside. Again, the Angel in attendance, and I'm curious as to how Gary Hart will handle that, because Gary is certainly no libber, and as I said, he has always controlled any of his stable of wrestlers.
Sullivan may have other ideas while he's on the other.
And here, as you notice, Gary talking to Mark Lewin. Sullivan pitching his opponent outside. Sparaca on the other side. Here, Lewin goes out after Al Palmer. And Hart, no matter what else you say about the guy, hasn't embraced the Asian way as Lewin has. He's still, he'll go to almost any lengths, but he does stop short of insanity, and I'm not sure that Lewin and Sullivan do. Sullivan with that clothesline on Al Palmer, and now just literally pounding Palmer's head into that canvas, the back of his head, using a handful of hair to pull Palmer up. Driving him headfirst into the waiting knee of the Purple Haze. Lewin in on the tag now. Scoop and body slam by Mark Lewin. Lewin falling in now, slapping on what he calls the Shanghai sleeper. And of course, if this hold is held too long, it can certainly be very, very dangerous. Shutting off blood at the carotid artery. The supply to the brain creates a void, and the man will pass out. I think at this point the referee calling for a halt. Gary Hart moves in here. Hart and Sullivan in a confrontation over whether Lewin should or should not break that sleeper. He does, but look at the vacant look on the face of Mark Lewin. Hart covering his eyes, bringing him up now, again, cautioning Sullivan. And here's the problem I foresaw. Well, Sullivan leaving the ring. Your winners, Mark Lewin and Kevin Sullivan. Over the team, Eric Sparaca and Al Palmer.
Your winners with a submission hold, Kevin Sullivan and Mark Lewin, the Purple Haze and the Prince of Darkness.
Heading towards our desk is Kevin Sullivan, the Prince of Darkness. And I'm certain he's got some comments. Yeah, I got some real strong comments. Let me make it real clear. You know, Idol and Savoy have gone to Papa Savoy. Everybody's welcome here. They say it doesn't matter if you're from California, AWA, NWA, WWF, we're all welcome. We're glad to see Big Bruiser Brody here because the sides now have turned. Mulligan has joined their family and Brody has joined our family. He wants me to talk because the Purple Haze himself.
And how about Gary Hart? Is he going to be at the controls now? Is Gary Hart going to be at the controls of this combine?
I have always been in control of every situation. Gary Hart was invited by me to come here. Him and the Maniac were lifelong friends. At one time, Gary did have control of the Purple Haze.
I still have control. For you and everyone else. You're not in charge, Kevin Sullivan. Gary Hart's in charge of Mark Lewin.
Gary, I'm in charge of... What did you think when I shaved the girl's head? Did you like that? Did you like that?
It was a bit bizarre, to say the least. And I think you're going a little too far.
I liked it.
I'm going to tell you something. He's my man. This is the team, and we're glad you're on my team, Mr. Hart.
The comments of Kevin Sullivan and Gary Hart, and something to think about, certainly. Yes, they are.
Ready to go Maniacs.
Oh, and I don't know how long it'll last. We're going to have to take commercial break.
He's 240 pounds. Here is the Prince of Darkness, Kevin Sullivan, and his partner, accompanied by manager Playboy Gary Hart from New York City. He weighs 260 pounds. Here's the Purple Haze, Mark Lewin.
Sullivan and the Purple Haze, our first event on today's program, accompanied by Gary Hart and the Fallen Angel. And of course, later in today's program, we get to see the controversial tape of Kevin Sullivan and Blackjack Mulligan. Sullivan and Hart trying to, again, agree On who's to start the match, apparently, and it will be Sullivan out for his combination. Sullivan with a chop. Throws Chris the Greek outside the ring. Lewin follows the Greek out to the floor and starts kicking the man in the midsection. Sullivan right out behind him. And immediately they open up with their no-holds-barred type of offense. Sullivan brings his man up and drives him shoulder first into the ring post. The Greek is followed out by Fabiano, who is also stopped by Sullivan and driven into the ring post and is attacked by Mark Lewin. Lewin and Sullivan going at their opponents like men possessed. Of course, later in today's program, you're going to see Robbie Ellis. You're going to see the Dream Team, and Bruiser Brody, all here on ICW. Of course, I think the tape between Sullivan and Mulligan is of interest to everyone. Sullivan with a kick into the head. Lewin moving in now, takes the tag. Rabbit punch down behind the neck of Chris the Greek. And Lewin begins to a nerve pressure hold. Tearing at the eyes, and again going to the eyes. Lewin makes the tag. Sullivan moves in, drops the knee. Flying mare, and the Greek makes the tag to Fabiano. Fabiano is driven into Lewin's foot. Lewin is tagged, and he moves in to take over. Thus far, the only offense in this match has been the offense of Lewin and Sullivan. You see Sullivan talking to the Angel at ringside. And although she and Gary Hart both accompany this team, they do not share too many views along the same lines. Lewin throws Fabiano in and catches him in the Shanghai sleeper. Sullivan moves in to go to work on the Greek. Let's see if throws the Greek outside. The referee paying no attention to that. Lewin with the sleeper, and it appears that Fabiano has been rendered unconscious by Mark Lewin with the sleeper, and Sullivan trying to tell Hart not to break the hold. Hart obviously trying to go over, and here Angel coming in to try and divert Gary Hart again, as she's tried in the past. Hart covering the eyes of Lewin, gets him to break the sleeper. Hart having some words with the
4
Angel.
minutes, 11 seconds with a sleeper hold. Your winners, the Purple Haze, Mark Lewin, and Kevin, the Prince of Darkness, Sullivan.
And as we said, here comes Kevin Sullivan making his way to our mic. Another win for the Haze and Kevin Sullivan.
This is the final chapter for the Savoli family. The lines are clearly drawn. He has been stricken by the spirit of Habunuddin himself. Give it to me on the 13th step of the 13th pyramid. Through 13 veils of fire I went through for one reason. The line is drawn, Idol. The line, Jumpin' Joe, is clearly drawn. The wine drinkers and spaghetti sloppers, one side. My family on the other side. Gary Hart has come to me in my hour of need, all the way from world class in Texas all-star wrestling, for one reason, to join my family, to be part of my family.
I don't belong to nobody's family, brother. I'm not into your bizarre actions. I'm here for Mark Lewin. I told you, hey man, you ain't gonna buy me with no lady. You ain't gonna buy me with money, and you ain't never gonna buy my reputation. I'm here as a friend. as a friend to Mark Lewin. Let's get it straight, brother. I'm a businessman.
Well, finally, justice will be done. The tape is going to be shown. The tape that Papa Savelli said would never be shown. It will show that I was right by destroying Blackjack Mulligan. And Mr. Hart, thank you.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're very welcome, Kevin. But I want this to prove to everyone that above everything else, you and Mark Lewin are honorable and you do not lie. If you promise me you're telling the truth, I know you're telling the truth.
You got my word, Mr. Hart.
And there you have it from Gary Hart and Kevin Sullivan. They look each other straight in the eye without breaking us.
Yeah, there's some challenges there. They're challenging each other. They're trying to do it subtly, but
And they're
coming off.
talking about, Kevin, if you say it's so, it's so. And he said, well, I say it's so. Wait a minute.
I know there's a lot of jealousy there, and I don't know what kind of a split's going to occur, but there's something happening there.
Something's going on. The tape they're talking about, we're going to get a look at on In Depth. That's later in the program. Right now, we've got to take a break. We'll be back with more great wrestling action right after this.
My personal rights of being a free man. And Gary, again, I'd like to say thank you for showing this tape.
Gary?
I believe once that you have the opportunity to see this tape, you're both, Mr. Thez and yourself, are going to agree that I was right, that Kevin Sullivan and Mark Lewin, no matter what you think about them, would never deceive me in any manner. I've been associated with them as their business agent for many years. I know the people that I do business with.
All right, we heard the comments of Kevin Sullivan and Gary Hart. We've waited so long.
Let's
take a
watch
look
it right
at
here.
the controversial tape.
So proud of that championship. That championship isn't his. He's not the true Southern heavyweight champion. Wahoo McDaniels, in my mind, I'm sure in all the fans here in Florida, is still the Southern heavyweight champion.
Hey, you know something? You got a big mouth when your daddy and your brother are around with you. Don't you?
Big boy, listen, big boy.
Saying I'm not the champion?
Wait just a minute.
You don't even know. Get out of the way.
No, wait just a minute. This is not the time or place
You
for
didn't
this.
belt. You haven't taken it from me.
You are not out here for an interview. This is not the time for this. Luger, would you leave the set?
No, I'm not.
Would you leave the set? This is not the time.
To help now, is he?
I'm out.
Huh? You want to go? Huh?
Look, would you please leave the set? This is not the time for this. I'll interview you some other time.
You're right, Buddy Cole. This is not the time or place. Excuse me.
Get up in the ring. Buddy, I'm telling you, a guy like him, I'm watching.
Watch out, hey, watch out. Thing. He's got a broken bottle. Look at this. He's just ripping his head with this bottle. This is too much. I have never seen anything like this in my life in wrestling. There is these three men all right now. Something has got to happen. Somebody has to put a stop to this. He came out here with a bottle in the bag. He broke it. Come on, right on the left eye. It's right on the left eye of Blackjack Mulligan. That could have blinded him. I tell you, in all my life, I have never seen anything like this. The bizarre tactics of Kevin Sullivan and the Purple Haze and Root. They're having to take Blackjack.
Well, what did I don't want to make a comment. What do you want to say about it?
Kevin Sullivan, I talk for you. I talked to Angelo Savoli, and I took your word, and you make me look like a fool. You weren't attacked by Mulligan. You and three of your henchmen went out and broke a bottle and run it in his face, and you're making me look like an idiot. And I don't like to look like no idiot. I gave my word.
What? You think I went too far?
You went too far, brother, when you make me look ridiculous. Too far? Nobody makes me look ridiculous. Also, too far. That's too far, brother. What about that?
Hold on now, hold on here. Come on, you guys, come on. Come on, let's break it up. Come on, Sullivan, leave him alone. Not here, not now. Oh, Lou, what is this? Come on, you guys, come on. Wait a minute. Bruiser Brody going after Sullivan. Lewin holding on to that sleeper. Hart is evidently out already. Brody breaks Lewin loose from the sleeper. Sullivan down. Brody pounding away at Mark Lewin. Into that wooden chair. Hart down, unconscious. Sullivan dazed. Look at Brody. Brody using a slap of that chair as a club, pounding away at Mark Lewin. Sullivan and Brody going after both of them. Let's get somebody out here to stop this. Let's get somebody out here to break this thing up. Let's break this thing up. Come on. This thing's out of hand. Let's get somebody out here to break it up. Let's get somebody out here to break this thing up. How about it? Let's get somebody out here. Come on. Let's get somebody to break this thing up. How about help for Gary Hart here? How about some help for Gary Hart? Well, Bruiser Brody has sent Sullivan and Lewin to the dressing room. Mr. Savoli, can you get some help for him? He would...
Hey, Bruiser, baby!
Sullivan and... Oh, this is too much, Lou. Too much.
Well, what happened... Sullivan has that Lewin completely brainwashed.
It appears that Hart is starting to convulse.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
He's got a problem, yes.
Oh. Come on. Here. Well, Brody had sent them to flight, obviously. They won't be back anytime soon. They're going to take Gary Hart off the set. This is just entirely too much, but as you saw...
Really worked him over.
Right, you saw on the tape that, in fact, Hart was made a fool of by Sullivan. He lied to him. And watch him on the stairs.
Watch at the steps there.
We're going to have to take a break here. We'll be back, hopefully.
This is the tattooed madman Psycho Mike. And if you don't want to get locked in a mental ward with me, you'll click like and hit subscribe now.
I've seen your stupid videos. Actually, I'm lying. I haven't seen your stupid videos. I've heard about your stupid videos. From me to you, go fuck yourself.
Here. There was no one bigger when it mattered less. The man with the perfect face for radio. The tattooed madman Psycho Mike. Check it out! You're listening to Psycho Mike's Masters of Mayhem Underground Radio! Broadcasting live, online, and worldwide from Cleveland, Ohio. That guy plays anything and everything. And he likes the rest of my family. Even Meg. So he can't be all bad. I bring to you the man with the perfect face for radio. The part-time crazy, 100% psycho, the tattooed madman, Psycho Mike.